welcome to Live from the Dolce Vita Cafe. What I wanted to do now is, we did a little live session at the end of last year, just so as a test thing, and I wanted to see if you enjoyed it or not. And we called it Let's Chat or something like that. And you seem to really enjoy it. So I want to try to get a set time where we do this every week, where we get together and we can talk about things. And each week I'll have a topic or something that I want to talk about, but it's also an opportunity for you to ask me any questions or make any comments or just chat with me. And you can always, if you can't make it live, you can always write to me and let me know of some questions that you want me to answer on the show. So let me bring up the live feed here, just so I know if anyone is on here and if I know if you have any questions. So the way this format works is there's this side of me, you will see a chat box on your YouTube if you're on a desktop. And when the live program ends, the chat goes away and then there will be the normal commenting section down below. So if you are watching this on the replay, you can always make some comments or ask me questions down below, or you can talk to me live now on the chat box. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is just starting in the new year and starting over. So we've all been stuck in the house and probably not eating so well. So in my last live program, I had mentioned to you that I had put on some of this quarantine weight, and then I tried to take it back off again. And now I'm noticing that the gym was closed and I can't really exercise, and I have actually put on some weight. So even though I'm eating a Mediterranean diet, I've been snacking a lot. So I really want to be more disciplined with myself this January. So I wanted to run down a few things that I'm going to be doing in January. And if you are just starting on a Mediterranean diet, these little things that I'm doing, these little tweaks that I'm going to make to my diet is a great way to get started on the Mediterranean diet, along with making the recipes that you'll find on my channel. So what I'm going to be doing is, first of all, I'm trying to cut out junk. I've eaten a lot of chocolate and potato chips and things like that, and really starting back around Halloween, when we bought a big bag of Halloween candy in anticipation for the kids coming around. And even though those little pieces of chocolate are only like this big, they start to add up after a while. So I was eating too much candy, and then at nighttime I was watching Netflix or streaming some programs and things like that, and then just naturally having potato chips. And I've been drinking too much wine because we've been stuck at home, and just it's just kind of boring. And it's a way of coping, and it's really not a healthy way to think in your mindset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the junk. I bought some fruit. I have some bananas and oranges, and I bought some apples. So when I am looking for a little sweetie, I'm going to reach for a piece of fruit instead of a piece of candy. And I'm just going to take potato chips out of the equation altogether. So I've made some hummus, so I can have some healthy snacks at night. I have some healthy snack videos that I have on here. I did one that was healthy Mediterranean snacks, and I had 3 ideas in there, and then I made a part 2, and it had 3 or 4 in it. So there are plenty of healthy snack recipes on here. Let me take a sip of water. Another really important thing that I'm going to be doing is adding an extra vegetable to my meals. So say if your normal dinner is maybe you have some chicken and maybe a potato and maybe some corn or something, add another vegetable to your dinner and try to make it a leafy green. Leafy greens are so good for you, especially now when we're trying to keep our immune systems boosted. Leafy greens are so healthy for you. So just try to add 1 leafy green to your meals. Try to add it at breakfast. Try to add it at lunch if you can. Try to add it at dinner. Just try to add as many vegetables as you can into your day. And then when you're adding that extra vegetable to your dinner plate, maybe you can make your portion of your meat or your protein or your chicken or whatever it is a little bit smaller. And maybe add a little grain or something like that. So there are little tweaks that you can make to your diet where you're still eating a really delicious, luscious Mediterranean meal. And you're still getting satisfied and full. It's just a matter of what you're choosing to put on the table. So you understand. I know you do. So, for example, for breakfast today, sometimes for breakfast, I don't always eat eggs, but I'll maybe eat eggs twice a week or so. And normally I'll make an egg and maybe I'll have it with some toast. But today, we sauteed some dandelion greens and some red onion and then put that on the toast and then put the egg on top of that. So we added 2 vegetables there, a leafy green and then the onion. And it was really tasty, and it's a nice energy booster for the day, and you're getting that extra vegetable, and you're just making a healthier breakfast for yourself. And it's brain food, when you're getting ready for the day, it really helps you get energized and start to think clearly because you're really doing something healthy for your body. So instead of having a bowl of cereal or a cupcake or a muffin or something. You're taking in nutrients, and that's what's really important, and that's what the Mediterranean diet is all about. So another thing I'm going to do in January is I'm going to stop drinking any kind of alcohol. Now, I'm not really a big drinker anyway, but I do like my wine, and a lot of times when I'm making the evening meal at night, when I'm cooking dinner, I like to pour myself a glass of wine and have it while I'm chopping and doing my preparations and things. So I'm just going to cut it out for January. It's just extra calories. And I feel like wine, now that I'm a little older, gives me some brain fog, so the next day when I wake up, I'm not hungover because I don't drink to get drunk, but I can just tell that the sugar and everything in my body has me not performing at my optimal level. So what I'm going to do is just try to cut that out. I'm just going to cut out a lot of calories for myself for January because I'm really trying to drop some of this weight that I put on during this pandemic, and especially the holiday bloat that we all put on. So I'm going to do a dry January. I didn't realize dry January is a thing until I decided that I was going to do that, and people were like, oh, you're doing dry January. I guess it's a thing. So maybe you want to try to do something like that yourself. So that's what I'm doing. And then after January, I don't think that I want to give up wine for the rest of my life. But I was thinking of just really cutting it back and maybe curating the wines that I drink. So maybe, normally I might buy a bottle of wine that's $10 or $12. So maybe I'll buy a bottle of wine that might be a little bit more expensive than that and just buy it less often so that I still have the same wine budget. I'm just drinking less frequently with a little higher quality. So if you want to think of the Mediterranean diet and the lifestyle, think about that. Think about higher quality things that you're adding into your life and just a little bit less of them. It's a good way to be. So what else can we talk about today? Let me see if anyone is live. I see that 3 people are here. Oh, hi, Maestro. You've gained 13 pounds in 3 months. Oh my God, I so understand. It's so easy. My gym was closed for a long time, and they have opened back up again, but I have to say I'm really not comfortable going back to the gym yet. But you don't have to have a gym in order to work out. There are plenty of things you can do at home. You can look on YouTube. There's thousands of workout videos, or you can just do some stretching. I started doing this thing in the morning where I set up my coffee. I use a regular brew pot of coffee. I don't do like the quick one. And it probably takes 5 to 7 minutes for the pot to brew. So as soon as I get the coffee set up, I stand in my kitchen and I have a whole stretching routine that I do. And it really feels good because I work from home. So a lot of times I just spend sitting in front of this computer that I have here. And I try to set reminders on my phone to stand up every now and then, but I just added that little bit of exercise, so it's about 5 minutes to 7 minutes of exercise that I get in the morning, and now I want to try adding something for myself in the afternoon, so maybe some light aerobics. I have some programs that I'd like to do. There's some, like Leslie Sansone has a lot of walking programs, and so does Jane Fonda. I really like both of their programs, and they take you on a mile, or you can do 2 miles. You can choose whatever length you want. It really only takes about 15 minutes. And maybe 20. Jane's is a little slower. Hers is a little slower pace, and it might take 18 to 20 minutes. But Leslie's are usually 13 to 15 minutes, and they're a little brisker. And, 15 minutes out of my day, how can I not do that, right? It's really just a matter of choosing to do it. So I'm there with you, Maestro. We're going to drop that 13 pounds. What else did I have on my agenda for today? Now that it's the new year, I think that a lot of people are probably going to be thinking about losing weight. It's the time where we start thinking about resolutions and what we can cut out of our diets and things like that. And I think it's a good time to do another book giveaway. We did one when we reached 1,600 subscribers, and then I promised that I would come back on and do another one. I think now is the perfect time. So I'm not going to do it in this live format, but look out for maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll post a video that's just about doing the book giveaway and what you need to do. And it's really easy. You just have to comment on that video, and then you'll be, I pick a number at random. But I do like to put other things in the package, so I don't want to tell you what they are. So the winner who won last time knows what I'm talking about. I put a few of my favorite products in there, as well as the book. So it wasn't just the book, it was a couple other things, just to make it fun for you, so you get a little gift in the mail. One other thing I want to talk to you about is, now that it is the new year, and what I like to do is I usually choose a word for myself for the year that I think of will be my theme for the year. And I used to choose essence words. I have a coach, a life coach, who used to have us choose essence words, and I haven't done that for a few years. We would choose 3 words that sort of were descriptive of what we wanted our own persona and our own aesthetic and our year to be. And usually by the time March came around, I would forget what those words were. So what I started doing instead was choosing one word that would be my theme. So for example, last year I chose the word roar, R-O-A-R, because I thought it's the 20s and it's going to be the roaring 20s again. I had no idea what was coming, none of us did, right? But what I meant by the word roar was that I wanted to get my message out into the world. And despite all that happened last year, I still managed to write a cookbook. And the cookbook isn't just recipes. There's a couple of chapters in the front that tell you all about the Mediterranean diet and how to get started with it, how to shop. There are meal plans there. So the point of picking a word is that no matter what is going on externally, no matter what's going on in the world or in your life, you try to stick to that word and just keep your theme for the year and don't let anything stop you. So I didn't stop myself from roaring last year. So this year, the word I chose is climb. Because I thought we have to climb out of these doldrums that we're in. We now have a shot that we can take whenever it gets around to everyone. It's probably going to take months for it to get around to everyone. But we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I want to climb out of this darkness that we've been going through. And I also want to use the word climb to grow my audience. I want to climb the number of subscribers that I have. So if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button right now. I want to climb the number of people who look at my blog. And, you know, I just want to reach a bigger audience. So that is my word for the year. I'm going to climb into my future. So I encourage you to choose a word for yourself too. And I thought this year, even though I haven't done the essence words in a long time, I was staring at something on my dressing table, and I'll show you in a second. And there were 3 words there. They were right in front of me, and I thought, oh my God, that's it. That's my essence words. So I had done a blog post about these new makeup palettes that I bought, and because I just think they're so beautiful. I saw an ad. I always used to tell people, you know, advertising doesn't work. You know, you see ads on something and people just mute the TV or whatever. I actually saw an ad for this on Facebook and was like, I have to have that. So I clicked it immediately and I went to it and I was like, oh my God, it's called Baroque and it's an eyeshadow palette and it's beautiful. And then when I went on the website to actually buy it, they had a whole line of them, all with this same kind of beautiful packaging. And I'm a sucker for makeup. I just love makeup. So I was looking at my dressing table and I saw the words Baroque, ornate, and grandeur. And I thought, they're my essence words for this year. They are going to be my aesthetic. And just how the dark floral packaging on all of these, they're so, I just think they're so pretty. And I just love the rich colors of the packaging as well as what's inside. So I'll show you. I'm not trying to sell these to you or anything. I'm just letting you know how I chose my words. Like this is the one that's called Grandeur. I mean, how pretty is that? Can you see that? They're just like really beautiful colors. The Baroque one is kind of blues and purples. And this one, a little out of my comfort zone, the one ornate, it's all kinds of reds and things. And I've never really played with makeup colors that look like that. So I just thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy all 3 of them. They were like 50% off or something. They weren't expensive to begin with. I think they're normally like $12, and I think I got the whole bundle for, I don't know, $18 or something like that. So this is from a company called Colourpop. So if you want to look, I can put a link down below. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that, but if you want to check them out. But I was really just more so inspired by the packaging. With this dark floral pattern, I kind of like that dark romanticism look, which is why with my set today, I added with what I'm wearing. I'm into velvets and things right now, and it's just all those beautiful, I'm always telling people to surround yourself with rich, luxurious fabrics. So the fabrics of your life, the things that you touch every day. So I could wear a t-shirt when I come on here, or I can wear this beautiful crushed velvet top that I have on. And you know, I have this set that I built to make my little cafe set, but I just dress it up a little bit with things that are kind of in the aesthetic of this. So my words are Baroque, ornate, and grandeur. They all kind of mean slightly variations of the same thing. But that's what my essence is going to be and what my aesthetic is going to be about this year. I want things to be decorative, like these earrings. You know, I just want everything to be kind of ornate and Baroque. And I'm not a minimalist at all, you know, so I just want things to be pretty and shiny. And, you know, it's been such a dark year in 2020 that I just feel the need to ornament. So I hope that makes sense to you. Any other comments for everybody? I see that there are a few people on here now, so hello to everyone who's joining me. Feel free to put anything you want in the chat. And anything that I mentioned today, I'll put links down below when the video is over. So one other thing I was going to talk to you about for getting started in the new year, I'm going to take a sip of water. is I start planning my year. And I usually start this around November, and then I change my mind, and then I do it again in December. So I just wanted to show you a few things that I'm using. So I have this beautiful planner book that I bought. It's a company called Bloom Planners. This is the hardback cover. I've been using them for years, but I used to always buy the large ones. Like this was my one for last year. And I use them as my content planners. So you can see, let me find a good page. I put down, color-coded the blog posts or the videos that I'm going to make. So for this year, instead, I decided to buy their other format, which is a little bit smaller, but I can kind of use it in the same way. It still has the monthly things, but it has a lot of other interesting ways to make lists and to write down your core values and what you want to do more of. It's sort of like a little coaching program in a book. So I'll put a link down to this below. Again, I'm not an affiliate. It's just something that I enjoy using. And I always like to buy myself a new pretty copybook every year, like a notebook, that I just write all my little ideas down and stuff, and then I transfer them into my planner. So like I started planning out 2021 here, just scribbles, and then once I get it settled down, then I transfer it to my planner, and then put actual tasks in, and then that's how things get done. So I just wanted to share that with you. And then I also found, after I bought my paper planner, I found an online planner, because I was like, I should really invent an online planner that's like a paper planner. And I thought there has to be one out there already, right? So I typed in that online planner into Google that is like a paper planner, and I found one called Artful Agenda. And I've been using that online. I can't show it to you because I can't share my screen because I'm just recording this on my phone. But it's just like a paper planner, except it's online, and you can put it on your phone, you can have it on your computer, and you can sync all of your calendars. So if you use a Google Calendar or your phone calendar, you can sync them all up. If you have a work calendar, you can have multiple calendars, and you can color code them and put them all in your planner. And, sorry, just looking at the time. So I don't want to go too long on here, but I wanted to tell you about Artful Planner, and I do have a code that you can use, which I will put down below. Again, I don't think it's an affiliate code. It just gives you 2 free weeks if you want to try it out, because that's what I did. I had a trial from someone, and then I put it on. And then I started to use it for 2 weeks, and I love this. I really started to fall in love with the way that I use it, and I check it every day. So I was going to go through some books that I got for Christmas, but I think we're kind of running long here. I wanted to stay on for about 15 minutes, and we're already hitting about the 20-minute mark. So maybe I'll save that for next week. So what I was thinking for next week, I want to do these on Sundays, and I want to kind of do it weekly. And I was thinking at noon because I thought it's a good time to do it. It's not too late in the day. But then I found myself today sitting around all day just waiting to go live. So I think I'm going to change it to 11 a.m. So next week we'll be here Sunday at 11 a.m. and hopefully we'll keep doing it for as many weeks going forward as we like. So if you enjoy this format, we'll keep going. And if we find that we're not really liking it too much, and if I find that no one's showing up or no one's asking me any questions, then maybe we'll rethink it. I didn't film a lot of videos in December because I was really concentrating on my blog. I did Blogmas. So if you want to go over to donnadroza.com, you can see I posted December 1st through to January 1st every single day. It was mostly holiday related, but there were some other things in there. So that's what I was doing in December, but I want to get back to the channel here now. So we're going to do this live weekly show, and then I'll do, during the week, probably Wednesday or Thursday, probably Thursday, I'll put another recipe video up. And someone had suggested to me that I do a what I eat in a week, and now that I'm kind of have a plan for January for myself, I think I'll film a whole week of eating, and then put that up for you. You can see what an entire week of a Mediterranean diet looks like. I think that'll be really helpful for people, because I do what I eat in a day, usually once a month, but what I eat in a week I think can be really interesting because it shows you an entire week of, not just a day is kind of fun to see what I eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But to do an entire week, I think you really see how the week unfolds and how you can really have a variety of food throughout the entire week. And how you can work in little snacks and things and treats and stuff like that for yourself too. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I can see that people are here. If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to put any comments or questions down in the comment section below. Anything that I mentioned during the show, I will put in the description box when this is over. And again, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm really glad and excited that we're into 2021, and it's going to be a great year. So see ya. Bye.